Get started. Okay. All right, so let's see here. So if you haven't had a chance, definitely pull this up. The link is in the homepage from Module 4. And then I have both. So I actually went ahead and loaded both SAS University and base SAS or SAS desktop onto my computer. Now, I think there was one little misunderstanding, and that is SAS University, or the one in the cloud, can be downloaded by PC users. The reason that I indicated it was for Macs is because most of the time Mac users are the ones that have the most trouble. Actually, they're not able to use the base SAS unless they partition their drive, and that's just, you don't want to do that unless you're going to be an intensive SAS user. So that is something that I want to be very clear about. The other thing that I did is on your file here, I went through and I want to point out something, and is I gave you a little bit more context as we go through so that you can kind of start making sense of what you'll be seeing. So one of the other things that is really important is that you understand the file extensions. So when you import an Excel file, it becomes a SAS version of it. An Excel file is a file containing information, right? A data file. But Excel, so the .xlsx is the extension for Microsoft Excel software. It becomes a SAS file. When you import it, you're transforming it into a new file. So your Excel file stays where it is, but it becomes a new file. And that new file is called, the extension for data is SAS7BDAT. This means it's a data file. However, the code you write, which you can see in both windows on the left, is called a SAS file. So this is the extension .SAS. This is your kind of your notebook where you're actually telling the commands for everything that's happening. Now, some of the commands are permanent, which is why we do the live name, and those you're going to keep. And then some of them you want to go back and do different things. So you want to keep your chalkboard, if you will. You don't want to delete that every time because you don't want to rewrite the same code over and over again. And lastly, the .log file is really just when you're in the moment coding, you want to see if the code that you ran was correct. And that's where I show you, did that work? Yes, it did. And this does go away every time, every session. And a session is, today is a session. So every time you go into write code. Now, the big difference, because I think there was also some more concern about SAS University and SAS Desktop, there's really just 3 distinctions. One is the very obvious difference in loading the software. You do have to do it a little differently with desktop versus the SAS University edition. If you guys have questions, stop me. I don't have the window open of the video, so I can't see you raise your hand, by the way. So just unmute yourself and jump in. The other big difference is creating your live name, but it's really not. So that's what I'm going to show you right now. So when we go to the live name, I'm going to start with SAS University. You should have already linked your virtual machine and made it very clear where your folder is located, right? And then this should be the right file extension for your live name for SAS University. Now, remember, you can do the drop down, right? And make it this way. So that's the kind of flexibility that SAS University users have, or you can write the code. Now, the difference is for SAS Desktop, you have to write the code. You don't have a choice. But you are very direct about where it is, and you can put it in any folder. You don't have to have that special SAS University My Folders. Now, SAS University users can put that folder anywhere, but it has to be named that way. They cannot name it anything else. You can name this whatever you want, okay? But if you notice, the code is very similar. But the difference is where the code is located and how you reach out to it. The other difference is in importing data. Both of them have wizards, but SAS University, you can automate the process just by clicking import data, or you can write the code. I typically suggest that you write the code just so that you understand what's happening, and then you can also automatically import it. SAS Desktop has a wizard, that you can also use. But again, I also suggest, and I don't have the import code, but it's literally, I could just cut and paste this code and put it in here. Oops. Hold it. Sorry. I did B instead of V. My ESL kicks in something. However, I would have to change the file path, right? So I would change the file path from this to this. And that's really the only difference. And the key here, if you notice, is the fact that I have to very clearly now name the data file that I want imported. And that's the difference in the import. So you can use the wizard, but you don't have to. But I encourage you to the first time, just so you can see your data moving. And then, because this is the data file that is the Excel version, this is the kind of database or software, you're telling SAS, hey, import this file, it's an Excel file, and this is the SAS name I want to give it. It can be this exact name. Oh, for a second there, I thought I wasn't sharing my screen. Oh my gosh, I had like a tiny heart attack. But I gave it a new name just because I did. And then what get names means is that you are asking it to get the very first row of the Excel file. So let's look at this very quickly. Oh, wrong group. My bad. You're telling with get names equals yes, you're telling it, I've almost exhausted. Okay. You're telling it, hey, SAS, this first row is not actually data. This is data. These are variable names, right? These are the names of every variable because each row is an observation and each column is a variable. And that's how it reads it, right? So it's what's called an array. So it just, because it's a program, it's a computer, it reads up, down, side to side. So it's just reading boxes. And that's how it knows, that's why it needs to know what kind of database it is so that it knows how to read it. And then you run it, and that's it. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, and I wanna get confirmation from everyone that you are here. And if not, we're gonna get here together. By the way, you probably should have had your SAS open when you logged in. And if you don't, let's get everyone there. So who is not here or who is here and who's ready to share their screen with me?
Dr. Shafino, I was running a little bit late. I'm getting everything ready. My screens are just everywhere, so maybe not
No
me
worries.
first, but
No worries. I know, it's a little madness. It's fine.
madness.
It's fine. And I did record this, so you'll be able to review it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anybody feeling brave and wants, I can also walk you through it if you're feeling uncertain or if it's not your first or second time. The other thing that you really want to do as you do this over and over again, I'd say about your 10th time or 15th time, it becomes a bit more muscle memory. 2 or 3 times is not going to be enough. So if you're still feeling a little shaky, that's totally normal.
Dr. Shafino, muscle memory for doing what exactly?
For importing, for opening SAS, for opening your virtual machine, all of those things are processes that you need to train yourself to do. That's why I keep going over and over and over again. Because once you have this beginning part, everything else is going to be so easy. Believe it or not. So where are you at, Jacob?
I just opened up SAS University, so
Okay.
everything you were going over, I wasn't really listening because I was trying to just get my SAS open.
Okay, no worries.
But it's open.
Then let's get started. How about everyone else? Where is everyone else at?
My SAS is open too.
Good. So then did everybody create their live name? And if not, do you already have a live name? Because if you notice, I created a new one to show you guys. So I have 2 live names, but they're the exact same place, which is fine. I just have 2 nicknames for my folder. Oh, I got to rerun the mellow. Actually, I don't even know where that one came from. Let's delete it.
We could start with creating one.
Yeah, you want to create your live name.
Yeah, it'd be good. I don't know how to create one.
Right here, oh, okay. So this is the code for creating your live name. And so as I told you, you can automate it, or you can type in this information. So Jacob, why don't you share your screen for me?
Okay.
And also make sure that you review this file because it does give you step-by-step instructions so that you guys can actually try it out too. Oops. Oh, wait. Oh, there you are. You went
Can you see that screen?
Excellent. Sorry?
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
LC Jacob screen. If you cannot and only see mine, then up top you can go and select the screen you want to see. Okay. Folders, my folders. Jacob, are you showing me your whole screen? Your whole screen, actually, not all. Because I feel like you're missing some breadcrumb on the left side menu.
I think I am. I'm not sure.
Because there should be others called tasks and utilities, snippets, libraries.
Oh, it's down here at the bottom.
Okay, as long as you can get to it, I don't care. Okay, good. So everyone, one of the first things you have to make sure is that your virtual machine was appropriately connected to your to this folder. So that's something that I actually saw with my lab last week, or yesterday, I mean. But let's start with the live name. So don't let me forget that. So if you have a failure, remind me the virtual machine failure. Okay, so get ready to start typing. Go inside your, okay, so just type the code that you saw where it says live name. Nope, no point and click. You have to type it out. It's fine now, but everything else, no point and click. Everybody has to type everything out because you want to build that muscle memory. Now, pick a live name. Don't take mine. That's my name. Okay, oh, that's a good one. Okay, now you are going to type what you see up there because we are going to have the same file path because you have a virtual machine. So, no, you need the little slashes. It has to look exactly like mine. Can you see mine?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm looking at the document that you highlighted.
That's it too. That works too. Oh, by the way, you cannot cut and paste because sometimes it's sensitive to the font of the GDocs. Okay, very good. And you have an extra. There you go.
Dr. Shafino, where does the code start that we're typing in? Can you put your mouse?
Live name.
Oh, okay.
Does that answer your question?
I think so. Live name, and then you type in whatever live name you want, and then you do the dash folders. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the colon or the semicolon?
Yeah, that's perfect. Get rid of your extra quotation mark. There you go. Enter, and then see that capitalized run semicolon? This is one process. So basically SAS, you're giving it instructions one at a time because you have complete control over everything it does. The beauty of that is that you can make sure that you're only doing the one thing that you want to do and be very specific about it, which means that you have a lot of control over what you're doing and you're not going to mess up, but you also are able to go back and troubleshoot all the information that you're doing. Okay, so now go ahead and hit the running man.
Just hit enter. Or
Oh, the little running man. See the
oh,
little.
I see. Yeah.
Okay, so this is your log file. Remember I was talking about the file extensions?
Yeah, right here, log.
Log. So this, you don't need to save. This is kind of like your continuous feedback. So first of all, the color blue is good. And it's telling you, hey, you did it. Good job. Okay, so go back to your code. And then scroll down to the left-hand breadcrumb menu and look in your libraries. And what do you see?
Super B or superb.
Okay, now open that. Oh, you guys didn't download the file yet?
I don't.
The Excel file with this data?
Oh, I didn't.
No.
Okay, okay. But I did tell you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, wait, I can't remember. That's fine, we'll get it. Okay, so now, so does everybody understand that?
Wait, Dr. Shafino, does this automatically save? Because I created my live name last time and it didn't show up, so I had to recreate
Great
it.
question.
Okay.
So, because the live name will be saved if you save your SAS code. So see where it says code?
Yeah.
The code is also called your programming window or your editor window. Yep, you're on the right track, Jacob. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Go ahead.
So click there.
Yep.
Save.
And now, but wait, where do you want to save it? You have to tell it. See how it's not bright blue? Go ahead. You have to, yeah. There you go.
For some reason, I'm not seeing Jake's screen at all. Is everyone else seeing
You have
it?
to go up to select it.
Oh, okay.
Multiple
Thank you.
users. You have to sit on SAS users. Is it letting you select SAS users, Jacob?
SAS user .v94.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could save it there.
There we go. Okay, and then he's naming it program 1. That's the default. You can name it anything else. But that's it. So now he's ready to roll. So go up. Oh, you're not going to see any difference. Sorry. It looks exactly the same. But if you had named it something else like ham sandwich, it would say ham sandwich .sas. You see the .sas extension?
Right here.
Yes. That's this is your editing board, right? This is your control panel, if you will, for because you never actually touch your data. Because when you're in Excel, right, you can accidentally delete a cell, right? If you like fall asleep or you accidentally hit enter, you can this doesn't allow you to do that. That is why SAS is such a great data management tool, especially when you have a lot of files. So now go up to server files and folders. And let's see, go open my folders. So you're going to want your data to show up in there. But see, your program's already there.
Right.
And it's going to be there for you next time. So now, go ahead.
So we saved it under SAS user instead of superb.
That's two different things, right? So superb refers to the folder.
Yeah.
The program 1 is a file inside that folder. Superb is the nickname of Jacob's folder.
Yeah.
Like his locker. Program 1 is a book he puts in his locker.
Yeah, but like in the save as, you would, so basically, even though it's under SAS user, we're assuming it's going under Jake's superb locker, I guess, because there's no.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
See where it says my folders?
Yeah.
Look at live name superb folders, my folders.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I don't know why it has that SAS user thing there. It's super, just to ignore that part. But it's inside my folders because SAS is weird. Sometimes it'll let you put it up one level and sometimes it's down one level. Don't worry about that. As long as it's under my folders, you're safe. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, but yeah, you're in my folders. But Perb is a place. The program is a thing. Does that make sense to everybody? So Superb is a place, the program is a thing in that place. Much like the Google Drive, right? The Google Drive is a place. Your folder in my Google Drive is a place, but your files are things in that place. Okay, all right, so now, Jacob, I'm gonna ask you to please go, and if you don't remember, for everyone, please go and download a copy. Don't steal mine because it's the parent file. Please go and download the, here, and I'll show you very quickly. I'm gonna share, can you guys see my screen now? Or select my screen. Please go and download the Excel file that I talked about. So that's where you go to all the shared folders that I made for you guys. Well, the shared drive, actually, not the shared folders. All right. Jacob, how was it making your first live name? Are you
That's
okay?
fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I understand what's going on.
This is the reason this is so challenging is because of the conceptualization, because it's about envisioning or conceptualizing how a cloud-based computing, because the power and the mind and the thinking is occurring in a cloud, how it connects to your computer. That is why I emphasize how important this is. Does that make sense? This is why this is so hard and bizarre.
Yeah, that's what's confusing me.
And you'll get there, I promise you. That's why I said it takes like 10 or 15 times, because the more you do this, like I encourage you actually to delete your live name and recode it and delete and recode it, because the more you do it, the more you realize how much it makes sense. But it's not until you keep doing it over and over. I mean, you don't have to do that. That's obviously a lot of work, but, oh, somebody made a copy of the data set. So you can do that and then just right click. Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
I can walk you through it. You go to Dr. Shafino's classes, PH646, and then you go to my folder, Dr. S, and you'll right click on either copy of week 4 data set or week 4, and you can right click and you can download it. You can download it to wherever, and then you go to your folder, your my folders, sorry, your my folders for SAS University users, and upload it. Maybe change the name to something less insane or long. And then those of you that are on base SAS or desktop SAS, what you would do there is if you downloaded the G drive, you would upload it to your folder. You don't need any of the my folder SAS University stuff. I still have it here just because I toggle between the two. So I linked it to that folder as well, but that's just me.
Is this all applicable if we're using the online SAS, the SAS Studio?
It's applicable for both.
Okay.
For downloading the data, or what, can you be more specific which part?
No, just the steps in general.
Oh, yes.
But so far,
This
yeah,
is
so
exactly
far, so
the,
good.
sorry?
So far, so good. I just wanted to check in case something changed.
Yeah, so for those of you, that are doing the live name in the desktop version, so that's this one. Did anybody have trouble making their live name? Anybody? Okay, so right now, if I understand correctly, and if you notice, you guys have the exact same code.
I'm just trying to upload the data right now. I'm not seeing.
Where's your my folders? Wherever you have your my folders, you put it in there. You might have it on your desktop. I don't know where you have your folders.
Maybe on my desktop.
If you don't know, I can show you how to find out. You just have to open up your virtual machine.
Dr. Shafino, so do I save it under the SAS University Edition folder?
Who is this? Who's, I don't know. Who's
Judith. Judith. So I created, yeah, so I created.
You're using SAS University?
Yes.
You save it under my folders.
Okay.
So you click into both folders.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, your Excel file, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the name of the data file that we're using?
You go to, it's called, it's in
I
your,
just search for it, and like the
No.
.7 DBAT or BDAT.
no, you're not uploading a SAS file. You're uploading an Excel file.
Oh,
So you go to the shared drive, Dr. Shafino's classes. And then you'll see,
the week 4 data set, do not edit.
6. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And someone made a copy of that, you mentioned?
Yeah, but you can just download it. It'll stay there.
Oh, okay. And then we save that to our My folders.
Yes. And you can rename it because obviously the name is bizarre. But it has to be, for SAS University users, it has to be in your folder. And then for SAS desktop, you should have made a folder with your live name. You put it in this folder. So do desktop users, do you understand that? Because with university, it's easy. I can tell you everybody has the exact same name of the folder. It's my folders. With desktop, you could have named it whatever you want. Exactly, Jacob. That's it right there.
Oh, perfect.
But now you're going to have to remember that exact name of the data set.
Okay. Unless I can edit it now.
Yeah, you can now before you go in. So you should make it a smaller name. And then you can change it later. But you just have to remember the file name. Okay, desktop users, I'm not hearing from you. I'm worried. You guys okay?
Yeah, I'm working through importing right now. For
Oh, already? Okay. Well, then I will be good.
We were supposed to have the SAS user folder saved under my folders as well.
No, no.
We
Do
don't have to?
you have your live name made, Thelma?
Yes.
Show me your screen, please. Or share your screen.
Yes. I have the live, sorry, I have too many windows. Okay, there it is.
And I can tell you exactly what folder you're supposed to put the data file in.
Okay, yes, so it's already under my folders as well, the Excel. So
I can't see your screen, dear.
It says it's sharing right now.
Yeah, she's sharing.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. How do I? Oh, I can't.
So if you go up top to view options.
There you are. No, I for some reason it like got all weird on me. There we go. Oh, very good. Okay, live name. Oh, you're using SAS University, Thelma.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so sorry.
What's happening? Yes, you should put your file in my folders. Okay, guys, remember,
Okay,
if it says SAS Studio up here, you're using what's called SAS University Edition. It's just free and it's online. If you have to put it in a web browser, you're using SAS University. If you're using desktop SAS, it looks like this. It's kind of ugly.
Okay.
And
Okay,
it's
yes.
just SAS.
So I just need to upload the Excel file into SAS Studio and then
Yes,
I'll
yes,
start moving
yes.
on that.
So is anybody using desktop SAS? Or is everybody using University?
So I've been using desktop, Jonathan here, but I've been following along with everything. Yeah, I think your notes make it clear, like, you know, and I think.
Thank you. I tried, but I know it's hard at the beginning. Trust me, guys, this is totally normal. So John, do you have your live name set up?
Yeah, I can share my screen.
Please do, so that everybody can see what SAS Desktop looks like as well.
I did the import command, I think. So I just wanted to.
Excellent.
There's
Oh,
the log-
delete all users example. That was not, yeah, I probably should have, yeah. Delete all users example. Actually, no, don't delete it. Don't delete it.
Oh, okay.
Show you a cool thing. I'm gonna ask for control. So one of the cool things is, so you guys can take notes inside your code to help yourself, like, oh my God, I'm gonna forget this and Shafino's not gonna tell me. You can annotate, it's called annotation, that it will be in green, but it must be preceded by this and ended by this. And
Oh, okay.
anything between those two little fellers, you can, it's just a note. So I put this as all users because it's every single solitary, why can't I think? Both desktop and university. So everybody please look at Jonathan's screen and you can see he's using the desktop edition. So Jonathan, your live name is that documents. You're actually kind of advanced because you put yours in downloads so you can grab it from there. So that's the other flexibility of desktop. However, there's one mistake here. So I'm gonna help you fix it. And that is that A, you need to call the exact file
Oh, okay.
extension. And B, you need to use your live name and a new file name because you're making your own, very own special SAS file.
So the out file is the library name we called earlier then?
No, so is everybody watching the screen, first of all? Can I get some yeses because I can't see you?
Yeah.
How do you,
Yeah.
sorry, how do you select someone else's screen?
Oh, view
Let's
options.
see it. View option?
Yeah, it's like a little drop down. Okay, I'm gonna stop controlling your screen, Jonathan, because I want you to do this. So I'm gonna talk you through it.
Okay.
I don't give up. Okay, so Jonathan, go ahead and after downloads, go ahead and write your file name in XLSX.
Yeah. So,
What, you might not have changed the name. It has to be exactly how you downloaded it, like the name.
oh, okay.
And
That's
you didn't download it to your live name file. You downloaded it to downloads, right?
Yeah. So it's just this name, right?
Yeah, you're understanding the flexibility of it.
And then it's a XLX file, I think.
XLSX.
XLX.
Yeah, just like that.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, so is everybody looking at this?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to view. I'm sharing my screen. Can I also view someone else's screen while I'm sharing?
Yes, because I can see yours, Jacob. Like I have the options to do it. It's
I'm under participants.
I actually don't know how to tell you where to look for it because I can just see it.
Hey, Jacob, Jake. So
Yeah.
when you scroll down, or like the drop down thing is in the green. So when you go to the top of your screen, it says you're viewing, Jacob Bramwell's screen. If there's if you see the view options drop down menu, you should be able to select Jonathan's. Are you able to see that? Okay, Jake.
I don't know. Can someone see my screen? Because I'm actually sharing my screen. Maybe you could just point out where.
Yeah. Let me see. So it's in the Zoom chat. So I'm right now seeing your screen right now, Jake, and I see you moving.
Do you see where the view options is?
Are you in your Zoom right now?
Can you show your Zoom window?
Yeah, I have no idea. My Zoom window.
Down at the bottom, just click.
Yeah, I think because I'm sharing my screen.
Are you
Okay.
sharing the whole screen like desktop or just one specific screen?
I'm sharing the desktop one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why don't you stop share and then that way it'll just, because I see your Zoom. So bizarre.
Oh, and now I see view options.
Yeah, I think for those who sharing, I had this issue last week as well when we had that group chat. Like if you're sharing a screen, you won't be able to see the other person's screen. So.
Okay, yeah, I got it now. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No worries. You guys, I want to tell you that I'm so pleased with how patient and helpful everyone is with each other, because this is hard and super frustrating. It's frustrating for me, and I've been doing this for over 15 years. And that's not a long time, okay? So I'm not old. But I just want to tell you that I'm delighted with that. So that's my own little... Okay, keep going. So, Jonathan's screen. So the thing is that, so you see how the data file, it should mimic your live name, although Jonathan is being fancy because he went ahead and put it in his downloads, which is totally fine. But the most important thing is, see how he did the exact file name that he downloaded? Can you highlight the file name that you downloaded, Jonathan? Okay, can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
So the difference is he had the folder, but now he's actually pointing to a specific file in that folder. And then DBMS means the type of file. So he's doing it twice. Out equals wherever you want it to end up. And if you notice from my example, remember Melona was my live name, right? So I'm indicating the place where I wanted to put it, where I want to put the new SAS file when it's created, and the new name. So the way that we do it in SAS is we name the place and the file, right? So the locker, the place, and then the thing. Does that make sense?
How do you tell it to convert it to a SAS file from an Excel?
PROC import. The words PROC import.
Dr. Shafino, did Jonathan name it that file AS14dem? Did he name it as that?
No, he downloaded whatever he downloaded.
Oh, okay.
So, oh, yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. Everybody can download. I think I told you guys mother. I think I had mine downloaded as mother. You guys name the XLSX file, you know, ham sandwich. You can name it. I don't know why I keep saying ham sandwich. I don't even like ham sandwiches. You can name it Superfly. It doesn't matter as long as that's what you downloaded it as. Obviously, I named mine. Don't edit it because I'm paranoid. But you guys download it, name it. You can name it that. Like I told Jonathan, or Jacob, I'm sorry. As long as he remembers the name, that super long name I put.
And the Excel file just goes under the SAS user file.
Thank you, Jonathan. Go ahead and make sure you change your out file statement.
Oh, so what do I put? The library name?
Your live name.
Okay, and that's it? That's all I have to do?
Well, and do you want to name yours Dem AHA14 Mom?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
But just remember, because it's going to tell you Melona doesn't exist for you.
Yeah, so I'm changing the lab name only.
To yours. And did somebody else have a question? I think I heard Thelma. I'm not sure.
Yes, I was just asking if we just save the Excel file under the SAS user folder.
Under my folders. You know, SAS University, my folders.
Oh, sorry, not save. When we upload it to SAS.
I don't understand.
So can you see my screen?
Yeah, let me see. Let's put it over here. Yeah.
Okay, so
see the code here in SAS University? Look at my screen. Can you see my screen? Remember select users? No, you don't have to stop sharing. Well, you can if you want.
yeah, I can see it.
See, you do the same thing.
Okay.
You see, it's your code. It's the same code. And it's in the, and actually I'm using this is just like you, but you have to put the file name.
Okay, I see it.
This is the code for everybody. See how everybody has the same code?
How do you tab over your data file DBMS out?
Oh, well, that's just fancy, but you just hit tab.
Oh, okay. And is SAS case sensitive?
No, great question. then you want to show, and remember, what you'll end up changing is this and this. Please don't everybody name them mom. Or you know what, you can, it's fine.
And the out, where does that go exactly?
Here?
Yeah, are you
I need to
naming
find
what?
out.
Are you naming the new file with out,
Yes.
the out command?
Yes.
Okay.
Not only are you naming it, but you're giving it a home, and the home is the same place as where your Excel file lives.
Oh, I see. So mine will be superb.
No, that's a place. Remember? I mean, you can do superb.superb, but you're going to start getting confused. So
Yeah,
you do superb and then superbly, but
No, I'm confused. So thank you for clarifying.
just pick a different name, and once you run it, you'll see. See what I have in here? I have Excel files, and I also have SAS 7 BDAT files.
Can you create subfolders in your My Folders?
Yeah, but don't.
No? Okay.
Don't do that. You're not there yet.
So we just replaced the AS14DEM, that part for the name that we use. So like I just saved it as program 1.
You saved it as program 1?
Yes.
Your Excel file or your data file?
Data file.
But, oh, I'm sorry, your code or your program? Or your Excel, it's an Excel file, right?
Yes, it's an Excel file. So
Okay, yeah. Do you want to share your screen?
Yes. Can you see it?
Yep. Hold on, let me pull it over.
So then.
Okay, but you have to type it just as you see it, right? So equals, oh yeah, there it is. Okay, keep going.
So it would be this one. I just left the name.
Yeah.
Keep going. And then just keep going.
Well, does anybody see the error she has?
Two forward slashes.
Very good. Is that the exact name? Because that's not the name that I had it named, but if that's how you renamed it, that's perfect.
Yeah, I just have week 4 data set.
Oh, you deleted the do not edit? Okay.
Yes,
Did you hear the error that was corrected?
Oh, right here.
There you go. All right, is everybody else at this step?
Yes.
I am. I'm just still confused on where the renamed file goes.
You'll see. Just give it a minute.
Okay.
You're gonna name your new file.
In your folders. It's going to be in your My Folders.
No. Okay, I was like, that's good, that's good.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't matter, it's not case sensitive. Now, don't forget the period. Wait, you're not done. Get back up.
The semicolon?
Period. No, go back. Delete the semicolon.
Period where?
No, you go T Navarro, period, because all you're telling SAS right now, it's a period. You're telling it where, but what are you naming it? Because you're making a new file. So you have
the new one?
name.
So I just name it whatever.
Look at the example.
Yes, I'm looking at it.
Okay, so mine is Melona, my library, my folder, period, and then I named mine whatever. You can name yours whatever.
So I would put, instead of Melona, program 1?
No, you would put whatever you want to call it. From week 4 data set to whatever. No.
Use my dog's name now.
No, do not delete. Because, okay, here, let me show you something. Oh, you're so close. I'm like, please. No, don't stop sharing. Go back to sharing. You're doing great.
I can't look at your screen if I'm sharing though.
Well, just open up that file, the SAS code file.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Okay. So what you should see, I'm going to grab control from you for just a second.
Okay.
I forget how to do, gosh, I always forget how to do this. Request remote control.
So the place, Dr. Shafino, should be our lib name, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I got it.
That's your nickname. So the place is your nickname. So Thelma, what's your live name?
T Navarro.
Exactly. So type that.
When you hit the running man, do you need to select what you're going to run, or does it just run everything up until the most recent code?
It will run everything unless you highlight what you want it to run. I'll tell you that. No, Thelma, look at my example, because remember, my live name was Malona. So period, because now you need to give it a file name. You are giving birth to your very own file. What's your baby's name?
Literally my baby's name.
There you go. Semicolon. Okay, now keep going with the example. Jacob, sorry. I was very focused on this because I'm very excited. We have a breakthrough. So Jacob, that's a great question because you're going to start to accumulate lots of lines of code, right? So if you just hit the running man solo, what ends up happening is that you run everything. So what you can do is highlight just the pieces that you want to run. And that saves you time, computation time.
Okay, and what's the difference between like the dark blue and the light blue commands?
The step. So the dark blue is it's like a sandwich. So the proc import is one slice and the run is the other slice.
Oh, okay.
It's the code that goes in between.
It's
Good question.
Okay.
Yeah. And then everything in between is telling you what are the options within that sandwich. So this sandwich has data file, DBMS, out, get names.
Got it. Thanks.
All right, you know what this means when you guys start asking more specific questions? It means that you're kind of starting to get it. So everybody import your data. If you didn't get, and Thelma, your code looks good, but you should have a blue run, so you're missing a semicolon. I'm gonna let you find it.
Oh, I think I've added it already.
All right.
Wait, is that not it?
Let me check.
It didn't turn blue.
One semicolon. One more.
Oh.
There it is. I know, it's kind of mean because DBMS doesn't have a semicolon, so it's like, come on. But it's because you're telling it the old information and then the new information. All right, run it, guys.
And then we can just later on like highlight it, kind of like how we would.
Yeah, but right now, if you just run your live name and your proc import, it's fine. Okay, so let's.
Got an error.
Oh, did you still have 2 lines? Go back to code. Code. Why is it still reading that you had 2 lines in there?
I'm not sure. Wait, I have space.
Go back to your log. Let me see something. That's super weird. It's like it didn't want to remember. Oh, did you do 2? Go back and let me see. No, it's there.
Your live
I
name
had a space.
out.
What is?
Thelma,
Yes.
your live name is different from your out that you have listed. You put T Navarro, so shouldn't it be just be?
Okay,
T
so this is supposed to be program 1. This part?
Oh, no. That's fine. Run your live name first. Just alone. Highlight that.
Okay, and now run.
I don't think you're weak for. Wait. Your folders look all weird. Let me see your log. Look at your folder names. Why do your folder names look like that?
I don't know. It's been named files, and I didn't. It's just been like that since I created SAS Studio. I thought it was.
No, that's wrong. Yeah, something's going on. Okay, open up, show me where your files are.
In my computer or here?
No, your computer. Oh, you.
Okay. I need to be able to share my entire screen. Okay, can you see my entire screen? Like,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, there it is. So it's under my desktop and then
SAS University Edition. Wait, where's SAS University Edition?
it's under my desktop right here.
Desktop, SAS, and then SAS University Edition. My folders. We coordinated that. Okay. Open up your virtual machine.
This part?
No, the machine, the thing you have to start up, the little cube.
Sorry, I don't know what that is.
Your virtual box? What are you talking about?
Yeah. You can't run this without it.
Would that be under this?
No, no, no. It's the virtual box.
An application.
Oh, the app? I don't have the app.
Are you on a Mac, Selma?
I'm on the Mac and I've been using the online one.
I don't, you.
Just what I do to open my virtual box is I do Command Space on my Mac, and then you can. Oh wait, I need to view your screen real quick.
Yeah, do you see this, Thelma? Do you have this?
No, I had deleted it. I didn't think I needed it if I'm using it online.
Oh no, you need it.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, you got to go get that. You have to have that. Go get it, download it, and then, because see, here's what happens down here under shared folders. You have to tell, it's never going to find that file. You have here, you tell it to go get the file, see? This is where you create the pathway. Otherwise, it's never going to talk to your folders.
Okay, got it.
What I'm surprised with though is that it never opens with, like, SAS Studio doesn't open without the virtual machine as far as I knew. So I'm like, how did you do that? I'm like super surprised. So get the virtual box and then we'll get you caught up, okay?
So I uploaded my data, the Excel data, but it's not showing up, and I'm looking at my my lib name, but there's still nothing under it.
Tell me.
Okay.
You might need to hit the refresh, Justin. That's what I had to do for mine.
Oh, really?
There's
Yeah,
like
this-
a little refresh button.
This little swirly thing.
Oh. Yeah. Well, let me just show you, I guess.
Yeah. Jacob, did you get yours loaded?
Yeah, mine's loaded.
Excellent. So move on to PROC contents.
Okay.
Google file, on the Google Drive, that SAS file. Okay. So did you download the file?
Here's the Excel, and then
So you use the wizard, right? So now you have to scroll down up here, up top. Nope, go into the main page where it says copy of week 4 data set, do not edit. Nope, over here to the right. Now scroll down on the top side. So this is, Justin is using the importer, but you have to know to do this. No, right here, right here. Here, let me, why am I not able to get control of you guys? Usually I can. Anyway, okay, see, scroll down because I need to see where it says file information. No.
yeah, file name.
Okay, scroll up, stop, right there. See what library it's importing to?
Where?
So it imports to the temporary library by default. So you have to change that so it imports it correctly into your library. So click that, pick it, and then whoa!
Oh,
Your data's now called import. You can import it again and then name it something less generic or more generic.
I don't know.
Whatever you do, don't put a space. Don't put it. Okay.
Oh my God. I'm just clicking away.
Okay, change it again. Oh wait, you haven't run it, so you're still not in trouble. Change it.
Okay.
Okay, and then okay, back up there. There you go. Perfect. Save it. Okay, now hit your running man. I absolutely love doing this, you guys. I know you guys are like, this is so painful. How many of you are enjoying this? Don't say anything if you are. Okay, great. So, cool thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah. Oh, sorry. Should I guess the last thing it should be over here, right? Okay, cool. All right.
That's right. And look at his file. That's his, click on it. Oh, okay, or not.
Sorry, I don't.
It's fine. All right. Anybody else want to share their file? Or anybody else having trouble? Because I want you guys to see what an imported Excel file looks like. Oh, whoops. I'm in the wrong library. Did everybody import their data?
Yes.
Awesome. Has anybody not imported their data besides Thelma, who's going to get her virtual box rolling and is going to tell me how on earth she got SAS University to run without that? Because I've never seen that in my life. So I'm really
My computer has been so slow trying to run SAS and Zoom and import files that I wasn't able to. So I'm going to try it later when Zoom is not running.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same plan and just watch the video when I have an extra screen, watch the video and try to go through the steps without
Gotcha.
Zoom.
And I can get together with you if you're not able to, okay? Because that is really frustrating and I can't get around that. So I'm sorry. Because that's super frustrating, I know. Okay, so let's just look. So you have your libraries and you have, those of you that did look in there, you go to your libraries. I have a billion for some reason, or a billion files. I'm in my library and I'm looking for my file. Click on your file. You should see your file, but now it's a SAS file, right? So you still see the same headers and the same content. Okay? So does everybody see that?
Is this the same for PCs?
Yes. So when you import your data here and you do PROC contents, you should be able to see it. Oh, I keep forgetting to assign the library. And there it is. Okay?
Dr. Shafina, do we have to run the live name every single time we start up SAS?
Yes. Yes, you do. So every time when you're opening, you run it and it links it. You can automate it in Programmer, but we're not going to do that yet because we're not there yet. But you can automate it. So you see here SAS Programmer. When you go to Visual Programmer, that's where if you get really, you want to get real wild and crazy, we can do that. Not yet. But that's a great question. And then specifically SAS Enterprise allows you to have multiple projects going on at once, multiple editor windows. So the .SAS extensions. Okay? So now you have PROC contents, right? So we all ran our PROC contents page.
Yes.
I didn't run PROC contents data.
Well,
I was just curious, what is that doing?
what?
The PROC contents data command?
Okay, so you see how every single thing is a PROC except for live name? So
Yeah.
PROC is procedure.
Right.
Process. Think of it as a filter on Instagram. So every single time you have the original picture, but every single time you're applying a filter to do something different, right?
Right.
So first we import, so we make a new data set. Well, the PROC contents procedure, what it does is it tells us, it's a very simple procedure that tells us the data that we have. And that's really important because as a data steward, you need to know how big your sample is, right? So here we have 6,239 observations and 172 variables, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's an observation, guys?
Person.
It can be a patient, right? So we have, in this case, you don't know this yet, or you might have if you looked at the data dictionary, it's hospitals. So your sample consists of 6,239 hospitals of a population of every hospital in the United States. Make sense?
Dr. Shafina, would you mind expanding your screen?
Not at all.
Thank you so much.
That better?
Yes, thank you.
Because I tried to make, oh, there we go. Sometimes it works. How's that?
That's even better.
All right.
Thank you.
I know, I always want that too. Okay, so we have 6,239 hospitals. And what do we know about each hospital? How many things do we know about each hospital? And that's the variables, hint, hint. So we know 172 things about each hospital, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. All right, thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Sometimes it's so hard when you're on Zoom. So think of it as a matrix, right? So up and across. So we have 6,239 rows of data, and it's 172 columns long when you're thinking of an Excel file, right? Now, the other great thing that we can learn is the name of those 172 things. One is called this, the other is called this, the other is called this, and so on and so forth, right? These are our variables. So when we begin to operationalize, right? So we started to learn how we bring everything together. We started to learn about how there's certain things, certain themes, certain aspects that make different outcomes, right? So we learn how to put things together, and now we need to think about how can we test them? How can we compare them? How can we explore them, describe them, right? So these should sound like familiar things we've already talked about for the last few weeks. This is where we begin to the rubber will begin to meet the road, because this is where the abstract becomes much more operational and tangible. So this is a data set that you get. And with the only thing that we can get from these data sets are about two things. Can anybody tell me what are some things that we can get from this information? Because we have data, right? So we know we have 6,239 hospitals and 172 variables. Is there any information that we can get from this data? Remember, data, information, knowledge, action? You're always thinking like that. Anybody know what? So we have the variable names. That's some information. Anybody else?
Variable.
Sorry?
Type of variable.
Very good. Very good. So the type of variable tells us, so are you guys familiar with character variables? Often they're also called string variables. So that means that it's either it has a symbol like an apostrophe, it's a $sign, a date, or a word, right? And numeric is a number. But you don't know what kind of number. So that gets into the concept of measures, right? So the values of this variable are either character or numeric. But we don't know if they're categorical We don't know if they're ordinal or interval. You guys remember this? Coming back a little bit from biostats? Okay. And I'll put some review stuff next week because we're doing two weeks of this. So, but you do begin to know just these 2 data points. But that's it, really. So what you need to know is a bit more information about hospitals, because you know it's hospitals and you know there's character numeric and there's 172. So what you need to do is you need to begin to know, okay, what does this mean? So if you'll recall, I put a little something. I'm gonna shrink this down, but I can still pull it back up if you need to see it. Get over it. Oh, well, whatever. And right here is the data dictionary. It's all in Dr. Shafino's folder. So everybody look together and tell me, what does BSC mean? And it's right here. Okay? I'll give you a hint. I love Control F. It helps me a lot. So can anyone tell us what BSC means?
Is it bedside code?
Yes, very good. Bedside code. Okay, so what do we know about bed size at the hospital? Y'all better say no. Y'all all better say no.
You just kind of went in and out a little bit.
Oh. Okay, so what does bed size tell us? What do you know from your courses about bed size? Irene, I see your lips moving. Either you're talking to someone or you answered the question.
No, I'm thinking how big the hospital is. If it's like medium.
Exactly. So you guys missed my joke about California King, but that's okay. That's exactly right, Irene. So it's a very important indicator about the size of the hospital, right? Because we care about the size of the hospital because of its ability to see patients and the amount of resources that it has to allocate. So this is an important factor when we're looking at hospital level research, and we're looking at quality provision, and when we're looking at factors that explain differences in outcomes, right? Because bigger hospitals should be able to provide more services, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so what are the values for bed size code? Is it small, medium, large? Well, it's a character variable.
Well, on the PDF, it says that the size ranges are 6 to 24, 25 to 49, 50 to 99, 100 to 199, and so on.
Very good. So what kind of variable is that?
Numerical?
Well, it's character, so it's coded as a character variable. So even though it says 1, 2, 3, because Tamara, it's actually 1 equals, right? 1 equals something, 2 equals something, right? So you have to read it that way to help you conceptualize. You don't have to, but it helps you conceptualize. But what are those values? What's the organization of those values? Is it continuous? Is it interval where the difference between one level doesn't matter to the next one? Or is it ordinal?
Ordinal.
Where it goes from like small, medium, large, or second, third.
Yeah, it's ordinal, right? Because it has an order to it.
Because small is small, medium is bigger than small, large is bigger than medium, et cetera, et cetera. Very good. All right. So does anybody know how many super small, like the 6 to 24 bed hospitals there are in the United States? Any guesses? Anybody want to guess? 7? That's not a lot. In the whole United States,
I have no idea, so I just said something.
Okay. Hey, that's a good hypothesis. Anybody else want to guess? Okay.
500, I don't know.
500? Wow, that's like a big difference. All right, let's price this and as right as this. How about we find out? So let's go back to our code window, right? And run your very first actual descriptive analysis. You ready, everybody?
Yes.
All right, give this code a try. Now remember, your stuff is different than mine. This is mine, make it yours. This is the same, obviously, because we're all the same in that one. So 7 or 500? All right, first one to share. First one to get done shares.
Why would, when I type in tables, why would it be red?
I don't know. What are you missing?
It's a good question.
It's probably usually a semicolon.
Ooh.
Semicolons will get you guys in trouble, guys. But that's the beauty of it, is that you learn to really pay attention, and the mistakes you made are excellent for creating new synapses in your brain. I know it's true, I swear. You can look it up, do a lit review on it, but it's also that failure and constant trying again not only helps you with muscle memory, but it also helps you with critical thinking. I just realized, and we all make mistakes. If you notice, I spelled my own name wrong on my SAS file. So, like I said, nobody's perfect.
Wait, Dr. Shafino, is this correct?
What?
Is this correct?
I don't know. Hang on. Are you sharing?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't see.
Listening?
Oh, all right. You got it. Wait, did you say 700?
You tweeted.
Tweet.
No. I was like 500. I was close, but Jake
okay.
said 7. So if we combine ours together, it would be 700. No, that's not how.
With what kind of math?
I know.
What did you enter after tables BSC?
Jefferson, share your code, please.
Yes, I'll do that right now. Yeah, this is what I got. Is this part?
Just okay. You ended it there. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he only put one variable, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Congratulations, that is your very first frequency table.
Yay.
Now, if you guys will remember this from the assessment that I gave you, this is the premise of everything that you will do, and you would be surprised at how often this is very necessary in your work, right? So now what can you tell me about this table? So remember the knowledge management pathway that I often emphasize? Information, right? Data, information, knowledge, decisions. So we have the data, and now we have this information. So what is this information?
Descriptive.
Correct. So what can we glean from this information?
I guess a lot. How many hospitals have how many beds?
Yes.
The percentage of those across all other hospitals in the data set?
Okay, but you're just telling me information, which is something we already have here. What is some knowledge that we can derive from this information? Anybody?
most hospitals in the data set have between, I don't know how many beds, let's see.
You're getting close, very close.
I can't find the, have between 25 and 49 beds.
Is that level 4?
No, level 2, there's 23.19%.
Oh gosh, I missed that one. Yes, very good. Okay, what else? So did everybody get that? So one thing is level 2 equals 23.19, but the knowledge is most hospitals in the US, the greatest proportion, I'm sorry, of hospitals is between 24 and, what did you say?
24 and 49, 25 and 49.
25 and 49 beds. That is knowledge. Does that make sense? What the difference is between information and knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, what is some more knowledge that we can do, that we can glean from here? I'm gonna give you a hint. Look at cumulative percent.
The majority of hospitals have under 100 beds.
Yes. So level 3 is 150 to 99, right? So 55% of hospitals have less 100 beds or less, right? That's interesting, isn't it? Did everybody know that? And look at the next one. 75% of hospitals in the US have 200 beds or less, right? So what are most of the hospitals that you are all familiar with in San Diego? Very large hospitals, right? So this is the kind of knowledge that you can glean from very simple descriptive tables. And it helps you to contextualize and think about information in a way that you may not have necessarily thought of. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm gonna split you guys into groups for this last piece before I let you take a break. And I want you guys to look at the activity that we actually had for last week. Oh, where'd it go? And I want you to use the data dictionary or this form. It's not letting me drag it. Can you guys see my screen?
No.
Or did I stop sharing? Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, and I want you guys in your groups, I want you to give these a try. Just at least these two, and then move into the third one, okay? So that means you have to find the variable for what? The state, right? And this one you have to find the variable for for-profit hospitals. I'll give you a hint, there's multiple variables for this one. Or multiple values, I'm sorry, it's one variable. And then this one is called a crosstab. So that one I'll probably have to help you. Okay? So I'll give you about 10 minutes so that you can take a break if you need to within the groups. But go ahead and move yourself into the group and then we'll come back out. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
All right, let me break you out. And then at some point I do want us to vote, but I want you guys, because this is already fresh in your mind, so I do want you guys to have your activity. All right, so everybody feels confident that they know where to find the codes and everything?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, big differences in the breakout rooms, you guys. I want to emphasize that this is very challenging. I know that. And I know you guys I am recording everything except the breakout rooms because I don't know how to do that. But I am recording these main sessions. Our timing is not going to be exact, but be patient with each other. I do want to shout out to group 1. They got to number 3 because they worked together to get through the challenges of the code book because it's hard. It's frustrating. But like I told them, when you're in the hospital, you're going to get information that you have to process, i.e. data, that you have to turn into knowledge and decisions as an administrator, that somebody will write on a Post-it note. And they'll be like, here's my patient count for the last 6 weeks. Here it is on this. And then 3 months ago on this other piece of paper, you know, and it's a Post-it note. So your job is to make sense of all this. And you can't be like, no, I can't get it like that. You have to give it to me in a certain format. Because they're going to be like, I'm sorry, I'm a nurse and I see patients and save lives, so you deal with it. And so we have to be flexible and we have to work together. So I'm going to ask group 1 to share their screen. And you guys don't know who was in group 1, so it could have been any one of you. But obviously, one of the people in group 1 needs to share their screen, though, so that's one of them. Group 1, come on now, don't leave me hanging. Group 1? Anybody? Okay. So very quickly, we'll review this. And we're going to hold off. We're going to do our vote really quick. And they even annotated, which I can't even get the people in my lab, my grad students, to annotate as well as they did. So I really was pleased. The annotation's the green. So if you see what they did is they did go through and pick out the variables that they needed. And they got so far as to do item 3 by doing what we call a crosstab. So a crosstab is when you compare 2 variables by whatever factor that you want. And I did give them an extra little code snippet that you guys can steal from them later. But those of you that finally went through, I know that it was confusing because you searched for California, right? But you can't think like California. You can't think about the specific information you want. You have to think up. You have to think, what does California represent for this larger data set, right? And it represented states. So what did you find? You found out that it was every state, right? And then for the control, I'm going to let you guys tell me how you conceptualized it and finally found it. So first of all, if there's any brave soul that wants to tell me what they thought of the experience, and then those of you that were able to find the for-profit hospitals, how your team managed to do that. Anybody? Any brave soul?
I thought it was really helpful to be in a breakout room. I think talking it with peers, I think we were able to vent over our struggles, but also just like go through it together. So it was really helpful.
When I put you guys out there, I'm like, I know that they're cursing. And how were you able to find the control, Judith?
So Jacob was the one who found it. Because we first looked at the inventory and we got 3 numbers, and then we were trying to find the variable. So finding the variable was really difficult.
Very good, very good. So you work your way backwards, right? Because I told you what I wanted, but what I want has nothing to do with what the data says, right? And that's where you come in. You're the processor. All right, what about anybody else? Did anybody not find these? Anybody not find these and willing to share about their experience? Okay, anybody want to share any other thoughts on finding this information? Yes, no, maybe. Oh, and Jacob, can you please run your first table of control, actually run the last 3 lines of code. Your last 3 processes, and you can run them all together.
These 3?
All right, so did everybody get this that was able to get it? So if you look at the last one, can you scroll down so that you can see that there's nothing underneath the 93?
Yeah, I can't go down anymore.
Okay. So the last one, what you can see is that he isolated only California hospitals and looked at all of the control or ownership variables. And so you can begin to make more sense of the information as you look at it. Okay? So how many of you are feeling really, really, really confused or discouraged? Raise your hand. So? Okay. Do not feel that way for long. Feel that way today. Feel frustrated. Feel like, why is this dude got it? He already knows SAS. I bet he does. I bet he does. Feel that way, but don't stop practicing, please. Because you guys want to know when I learned SAS? I was 7 months pregnant. I don't know if you guys know, but Daly might know. Your brain doesn't work as well when you're pregnant, and I still had to learn SAS. So if my prego brain can learn SAS, anybody can. So do not be discouraged. Remember, until you practice these, just practice them. Just type in the code I give you at least 15 times. Then you can give up. Deal? Is that reasonable? Then you can be like, go to hell, Dr. Ass. Okay? That's fair? But I want you to really, truly practice, because if you don't practice, you cannot feel comfortable with this information. It's going to be too hard. It's really critical to practice. And then once you're practicing, you're going to be shocked at how quickly you can do everything else that you need to do. Okay? So I'm going to give us a vote, and it's 3:30, so we're going to hold off on the lecture. I'm so sorry, but I care so much about you guys answering all of your questions that it did take much longer than I intended to. So I do have a little vote. So if you can vote, then we'll call it a day for this extra long day. Going forward, I will tell you if our new times, actually you'll find out right now. So here's the poll, if everyone would kindly vote. Because I need everyone to vote. And then we can decide what we want, okay? But like I said, as far as you've gotten today, on Zoom is an accomplishment. So take it slowly. Jacob, I don't actually know if you know SAS or not, so I apologize for putting you out there.
If I have SAS?
Yeah. Like if you have been doing it before.
No, I have never done SAS, but I've used Stata, and it's pretty similar, I think.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's pretty helpful, yeah.
And actually, once you know one, you know all of them, so. Okay, one more person. 2 more persons. 14, I thought oh, yeah, that's right. Twee, I have you 2 times in here for some reason. I was worried because I'm like, she's not.
I'm on 2 computers, so I'm working. If you guys needed to like see my screen on my computer, that's
not vote twice, Twee, okay?
I'm not.
I'm just kidding. Okay, did everybody vote? If you haven't, please do so. I have 13 votes. Oh wait, is that you, Twee? Your extra Twee that hasn't voted? It is? Okay, then we're done. Sorry. Okay. All right, so it looks like we are going to go from 1:30 to 3. Does that sound good for everybody? Okay, we are gonna lead with SAS, but going forward, I will cut us off full stop at 2:45. No. $2:15. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, wait. 2:15, okay? So that we can actually do an activity. So 2:15, 2:20 with a break and everything. And then we can do our activity. Sound good?
Yes.
Parting questions, thoughts? Because that way we have more energy. Now going, as we go through, I may flip it, but I'll let you know if that happens.
So wait, Professor Shafino, are we starting with SAS and then lecture?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just that you guys are more alert. So I'll start with SAS, but I am going to start cutting us off like with a hard stop so that we can review things. Because since we have 2 weeks, we can do what we did, the data processing and data search activity that I had for us next week. So the different types of SAS data and all that. I'm sorry, not SAS data, data sets, all SAS frame. But that way we do give time for it. It's like I said, I just wanted to make sure everybody was really progressing. So I want to make sure I was able to answer all your questions for this purpose. Okay? Does that sound good for everyone? All right, good job today. Like I said, practice, 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 practice. Maybe just take a time, 20 minutes, 30 minutes where you're going to be like, I'm going to live name till I die for 15 minutes and import, other Excel files or whatever, but just practice so you feel more comfortable. Or just do a ton of PROC FREQs. And that way you become, and then you'll see that you're very comfortable with it. Okay? Thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. And I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.